Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pocket Coach. I am Anthony Crane, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about how to write epics in Safe. Now, explaining what an epic is will be a whole different video. Just understand that an epic is the biggest chunk of work that you manage in a safe environment. In fact, if we look here at this little pie thingy chart that I wrote. You can see tasks are the smallest thing, then stories and features. Capabilities are optional if you're using the large solution safe, and then epics are at the very top. Now, above that are strategic themes. Strategic themes are how we tie to the organizational strategy. So the epics are how we implement it. So think about epics like very, very large initiatives, almost like projects, but they're being pulled into a value stream. They're not, you're not funding projects and staffing them, all that kind of stuff. All right, so let's get this timer started. Oops. Gotta click on start, not timer. Okay. So I'm not going to teach you about what epics are. I'm only going to teach you today about how to write one. So if you don't know what they are, you'll want to go take a look at some of the articles or take one of those safe training classes like Leading Safe, and they'll explain that to you. All right. So how do you write an epic? So this here on the right is what you'll see in Safe. If you click on the Epic article, they give you this example here, and they give you all the different parts, right? So when did it get into the funnel? I don't bother with that because my tool usually records that. The name of the Epic, who owns the Epic is critical. That's the person who will shepherd the Epic through from concept to cash, right? That's the shepherd, if you will. Then we have this description thing, which we'll talk about. And then there's business outcomes, leading indicators, and non-functional requirements. So that's basically it. I love writing epics because in a very short canvas, I can get a really cool understanding and understand when there's gaps in people's understanding at these fundamental levels. So they do give you some guidance for the epic description for customers who do something. The solution is a something, the how, that provides this value. Unlike competitor, current solution, non-existing solution, our solution does something better, the why. So that's been here forever. But after writing a lot of epics, I found that this guidance is not quite good enough for my teams. So I've improved that over here in blue. And so this is what I use to help people write epics. For customers that we are targeting with this epic, right? Not just a customer. This epic has a specific customer type. What is that? Who do something, not just who do something, but who do something we're going to help them do better, right? So now you're kind of scoping that sentence. Then the epic name. So it says a solution. In this case, if you're doing an epic, it's just the epic name. And then over here they say is a something the how. But honestly, what this ends up being is a category, a solution category. So is a web app, it's an initiative, it's a policy change, right? It's a global initiative. You're telling me the category that this epic would fall in some kind of a logical way. It gives me a little bit of context. And then what is this solution going to do? That's exciting, but a very brief version of that. Then we have unlike competitor, current solution, or non-existing solution. I didn't change that a bit. That's perfect. Our solution does something better. And I didn't put the why. It's just does something better. It makes it simpler. So that is my advice. And then for business outcomes, again, I have a video on IDEEM. You can take a look at that. But I like to use IDEEM for my business outcomes. And then for leading indicators, you can use measures or milestones or both. And so I'll show you what that might look like as well. These business outcomes are like your business value OKRs, and the leading indicators might be epic success OKRs. It's kind of a fun way to look at it. And then down here, non-functional. I was taught an acronym, FERPS. F is functional, and then ERPS, URPS, is usability, reliability, performance, and supportability. And if you think of it that way, then it becomes a little easier to get your mind around writing non-functional requirements. Okay. So let's jump into an example. So here's an example of an epic. I believe this one came from Safe. I can't remember. Here's what it says. So notice, by the way, that it's two sentences. So the for, who, the, is, a, that's one sentence. And this you used to be capitalized. I don't know why they made it lowercase, because this starts a second sentence. So these are lowercase because it's one sentence. And then unlike was capital and our solution was lowercase again, that's sentence one. And that's sentence two. So you can write them in this format here, like in a table, or you can write them as two sentences like they've done in this particular example. For our community of banking customers who often log into our site through multiple devices or from partner websites. The single sign-on epic, so there's your epic name, is a type, right? Is a mechanism for the consumer that allows a secure logon through partner websites and mobile devices and provides a seamless integration through our valuable partner network. Now that's getting a little bit verbose. Seamless here sounds like a marketing kind of term, which I reserve for my second sentence, right? So I probably would have moved seamless out and focused more on just what is our thing going to do, right? Then down here, unlike our competitors who redirect customers to their site for separate login, our single sign-on experience will provide an integrated solution for our customers that will allow, and here instead of unified, I might have put allow a seamless banking experience, right? But either way. So I reserve my fun adjectives for the second sentence. Now, down here, they did put an outcome hypothesis and some leading indicators. They did not use IDEEM because it's my own invention. Consumers will use a single sign-on through our top 3 partner browsers and mobile app capabilities. So that's the outcome hypothesis. And then for leading indicators, they have multiple device access per user increases, patterns of top devices become visible, separate login per account decreases, baseline created. So there's IDEEM, there's a decrease statement there. And then finally for NFRs, no more than 2-second latency. All right, so that's my first 5 minutes. In my second 5 minutes, I'm going to take a look at how we might improve some of what we're seeing here, and I'm going to show you a good example of an epic that I really liked. Okay. All right, so that's my second 5 minutes. So here, that's the IDEEM video. You guys can look at that. Okay, so what I did here is I looked at the 2 statements, and so for an outcome hypothesis, consumers will single sign on through our top 3 partner browsers. How might I improve these using IDEEM thinking, right? Increase, decrease thinking. And so maybe the outcome hypothesis might have been enable single sign-on on Edge, Chrome, and Firefox, enable sign-on on iPhone and Androids, right? So this is more specific, and I'm using IDEEM, one of the 2 E's, enable and eliminate. I'm using enable. For leading indicators, here I used IDEEM. I used to do that. Now I don't anymore. After writing a lot of epics, I've moved away from this, but you can see some more examples of increase, decrease, enable. And even some of the syntax that I used to use. I still use that, but I just don't do it for the leading indicators. So then I did the large size, and what I have here is the epic that I really kind of like. It's kind of closer to how I might do it today. So again, we use 2 paragraphs. You can totally use a table. The table is great for newbies to epic writing because then you can see if you've missed something. Here, it's a little harder to tell if I missed a piece of the format, but the blue, helps for who the is a that unlike our, right? Those are the keywords. So again, you can write in the table form if you like that better, but let's take a look at this one. For our photographers, okay, so that's our target market for this epic, who store their photos on our site. Okay, that's what they do, that we're going to do better. The Pixter social networking epic, so that's the name of the epic, as always, is an initiative to turn our photo storing site into a social networking site. Okay, see how clear that is? It's a category, but it also gives us context, right? A lot of context in one small sentence that allows photographers to create a network of peers, other photographers and customers, to talk about photography and sell their art. So that's what it's going to do. Then, unlike Facebook, which is what we see as a competitor here, our Pixter social networking site will be dedicated to helping photographers grow their skills and earn cash from their photographs. And so, wow, that's definitely not something I get from Facebook. So that makes it kind of pop. Then we have our outcome hypothesis. So for here, I did use IDEEM. So I have increased number of users. So that's the ultimate goal of this epic. Enable a revenue stream for our photographers. Again, using the enable of IDEEM. Increase photography skills in our photographers via blogs and exchange with peers. Enable a targeted market for photography vendors to advertise their products, so we can get some marketing, some advertising revenue. Enable a revenue stream for our company, okay, based on that. So those are some of the outcome hypotheses. Now, outcome hypotheses these usually take longer to trigger. So the leading indicators are things we should expect to see sooner than that, but are still traceable to this epic. And so in this case, our leading indicators are members writing blogs and engaging in discussion forums. If we see that happening, then we should start to see the outcome hypothesis start to form up. But this will happen much sooner than the outcome hypothesis. Newsletters being created and members engaging with the newsletters, right? You could put a metric on that, how long how many minutes they spend on the newsletter per person or something. And then photo transaction management system is in production. They're not going to be able to do anything unless that system's out there, but just putting that system out there won't automatically create these outcome hypotheses. It'll enable them though. So these are 3 wonderful leading indicators. And now as I'm monitoring this epic, I can ask, hey, have we hit any of these leading indicators yet? Because, they're kind of important. And then for non-functional, sales transactions and profiles are secure, right? So kind of a law, throw it in there kind of thing here. But there you go. So that is how you write an epic. And I hope you found this video useful. I love reading epics like that are well written like this. I love writing epics, and hopefully you guys will be able to do this super quick now for every epic you have in your system if you're following safe. And again, we're talking about safe style portfolio epics or initiatives. If you're looking at Jira, you might, epic means like something else in Jira Cloud or Jira Prem, whatever. We're talking not about the epic in Jira. We're talking about an initiative level thing, right? So again, it's a safe thing. If you're not doing safe, this is still a great way to document your major initiatives. Okay, well, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to stop my sharing and I'm going to stop my recording. I'll see you guys next time.